Hey all my glue sticks and glue chicks, I'm back with another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This time I'm going against Pika Girl, yet again. She's going to start off with her Pikachu, which is shiny, and that's not a bad touch. And I'm going to start off with my shiny Carbink, which is a new addition to my team, if you haven't really noticed lately. So she's going to go for the Fake Out, and Carbink's going to eat that up, because, well, it's not very effective. But I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks to set up a turn. And I got lucky and she missed the Iron Tail, because Iron Tail's going to be a 4 times effective hit, and coming from a Pikachu, that is going to be a lot of damage and able to one-hit KO my Carbink. So now I'm going to have to go to Meowstic, and Meowstic is going to be setting up my my Reflex and my Light Screens right now, because I cannot do anything when there's a Pikachu on the side of the field. So Pikachu's now going to go for Volt Tackle, and as you can see, it's going to do like nothing. Come on, Pikachu can do way more than that. So now I'm going to set up the Light Screen. I know I can take at least another Volt Tackle from this thing, so I'm not worried at all. And, well, I won't be able to survive the next attack, but that is perfectly fine, because I kind of already know what she's about to do. She's going to go right for the Extreme Speed, so this allows me to bring in my Banette and completely annihilate this Pikachu, because the only thing this Pikachu has is the Iron Tail and the Volt Tackle, and they will be enough to take down my Banette, maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to go and finish Pikachu off with a Shadow Sneak, because Mega Banette is a monster. These stats are way too high, and constantly, oh my gosh, the only thing this has is Priority Move. So now she's going to go to her Avalugg, which is also shiny. And look at those gold earrings. That's crazy. And since the rocks are up, it's going to deal a lot of damage to this thing. And I'm going to get the burn, because I'm not really sure what Avalugg is. I'm not sure if it's physical. I'm not sure if it's defensive. But I do know it is a physical wall, and Banette will be unable to touch this thing, especially if it's going to keep raising its defenses up. And now I see that it has leftovers. So now it's going to be residually getting health back, but thank goodness I got the burn first turn. I'm going to knock off those leftovers, because I'm not going to have any of that. I don't want this thing having any way to recover, but it rubs it in the face that it has recovered itself, and that is not very good for me, because, well, you know, I need this thing to be taken down. It's not toxic, so it's not going to go and increase over time. It's just going to cause a lot of problems for me. And my Stab Shadow Sneak is doing absolutely nothing. She went for a Rapid Spin. I wasn't sure if she was trying to maybe predict me to switch, but I am not switching. So now I'm switching, because she's not going to predict me to switch, and I'm going to go with the Emo. And this Avalugg cannot touch me at all. I think it has Rapid Spin, Iron Defense, and Recover. I think it has an Ice move, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, deal a lot of damage to this Avalugg, because Avalugg cannot do anything to Emo except for an Ice move, and I'm faster, so I'll be able to eat that Ice move up with Banette. And it's going to go for Rapid Spin, try to clear up the field, but I'm not going to let that happen. Now, I'm going to go and Shadow Sneak and hopefully try to take this thing down, but since it raises defense, I do literally nothing. So she's going to get a free recover, and that is not good for me, because, well, I need to take Avalugg down, and with it recovering, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to knock off, just do a little bit more damage, I thought, and I'm not really doing anything. And she kind of predicted me to switch in, so she would be able to get a Rapid Spin off, and I'm not having that. Like, it's a mind game that me and her are having. She's got a Rapid Spin, and I got my Banette out to block the Rapid Spin, and if I switch, she is able to take the Rapid Spin and clear side of the field, and that's not good for me. So I switch into Emo now, and she's predicting me to go for a Volt Switch, but I'm predicting her to predict me going for a Volt Switch, so she's gonna go for a Recover, and that's when I go for a Hex. And Hex is going to do more than enough to take this Avalugg into a decent amount of range, and now I'm gonna be able to take this thing down without a problem. So the Hex is going to take it down. I don't have to deal with this Avalugg anymore. That is the biggest threat I've ever had. So now she's going to switch to her Houndoom. And Houndoom is a threat to not only my Emo, but also to my Banette, because, well, Houndoom is Dark and Houndoom is Fire. And it has both Stab move, and it's Mega. And Mega Houndoom is very scary, especially in the sun. So she's going to go for Protect. probably predicting me to go, like, to scout out what I'm going to do, and I'm going for the Volt Switch, which is very bad because now she can just go for a Flamethrower. It's going to do a lot of damage because now she has her Mega stats, and that's not good, but I'm able to survive even behind, even without being behind a light screen, because Emo has extremely good special defense. And now I'm going to go into Conkeldurr because, well, I have my Flame Orb, so my Guts is activated, and that is a Dark type, so Mach Punch is going to deal massive amount of damage. But she's going to switch to Amoonguss. I'm not even worried about an Effect Score because I'm already burned. I can't be put under a different effect. So I'm going to do actually a decent amount for not being very effective. And, well, I remember one thing. Amoonguss is a Poison type. And, well, Conkeldurr has something to take down Poison types, and that is my Earthquake. And if she wanted to switch into Houndoom or something, maybe to predict another move, Houndoom cannot take anything that Conkeldurr has, because I have Earthquake, Stone Edge, and 2 fighting moves, Drain Punch and Mach Punch. So the only thing that's going to wall this is this Amoonguss, which I like, by the way, because it's purple. So I'm going to have to get me one of these shiny Amoonguss, because it's really sweet. But she's going to protect, try to get some residual damage. I'm going to try to get take this thing down this turn, which, well, try is more like I am going to take this thing down this turn because, well, there's nothing that she has that can easily take an Earthquake. So Amoonguss is down, Avalugg is down, and Pikachu is down. So I'm so far doing really well against her. There's not really much that she can do. She has her Toxicroak, but like I said, I do have the Earthquake, so if I wanted to, I could have taken out this thing with an Earthquake, but I didn't want to risk having not like any damage. But this thing's going to go for Drain Punch. If I predicted that right, which I did, I was going to faint, so it doesn't matter. I just did a decent amount of damage with a Mach Punch, and it's going to allow me to bring in Meowstic to kind of set up the screens. But I should have probably gone right for the Psychic and get a 4 times weakness against that thing and taken down this thing right there. But good thing, because she went right for the Sucker Punch. So I'm going to just keep on setting up my screens because, well, I wasn't really sure if she was going to go for another Sucker Punch. But this time I mispredict, and I'm going to go for the Psychic, and she goes right for the Sucker Punch. I wish I was going to predict that because I would have just set up a Swagger, and she would have just thought I was going to stall her out of Sucker Punches, and I would just be able to take her out with Psychic next turn. But now I'm going to bring in my Dragonite, because Dragonite can take anything this Toxicroak is going to throw at it. Even if it wanted to poison me, I have the Lumberry, so I just get healed of the stats. And, well, Toxicroak is also poisoned, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake and get a super effective hit and take down this Toxicroak. It's not really a threat to my team, because it can't touch Banette, and it can't touch anything else. So now she's going to go to her Houndoom. You probably already know what's going to happen to Houndoom. It's going to take a lot of damage from rocks, and I'm going to switch into my Emo to get a free kind of switch into my Banette. So she gets a free KO off my Emo, because I'm just showing off Banette, because not a lot of people use Mega Banette. I use Careful Nature Mega Banette, just because it can take a little bit more damage. May not be able to hit as hard, but it'll be able to take a little bit more. So I can go for a Shadow Sneak, and that is going to be enough to take down Houndoom. Houndoom is not as bulky as other Pokemon, so even though it's not very effective, I'll still be able to take it down. So now she's going to go to Lucario, and this is where I was like kind of iffy, because I know a lot of Lucarios are special, and I wasn't sure if hers was physical. So I went for the Will-O-Wisp just in case this thing was going to be a physical one, but it looks like it's got Nasty Plot, so it's going to be a special Lucario, and that is not good for me. So at least I'm getting the residual damage from the burn. I'm going for Destiny Bond. I'm going to see exactly what she's about to do. If she takes me down, that's good, because Banette will be able to easily take her down. But like I said, Banette can eat this up. It's different from a lot of other Banettes. So she now knows I'm going to go for Destiny Bond. So she's going to not expect a Shadow Sneak to come in and completely like annihilate her health. So she thinks she's going to just set up on my Banette. Not going to happen. Since Shadow Sneak did enough, I'm going to finish her off with the next Shadow Sneak, and that would be a great game. Now, Me and Superior are going to be playing Pokemon Scrabble. Keep an eye out for that. Later.